of the state against Derek Chauvin. We wanted to have a prayer vigil and support for the family, socially distanced so the many that cannot come, but that few that can at this house of faith. Because this family will go through a very painful and very tumultuous few weeks, because it is not only bad enough that they had to lose their brother, their loved one, but now they have to, in front of the world, see this over and over again. And the attempts to smear his name and the attempts to discredit him. We want them to know that just as we stood and protested and rallied all year last summer, into the end of the year, into over 200,000 joining us in Washington in August, that we're with them at this hour and will be standing with them through the trial. But let us be clear that it is not just Chauvin on trial. The United States' ability to deal with police accountability is on trial. Many cases didn't even get to court. The video that was put on the global cycle on George Floyd was not the first video. There was a video in 1991 when they beat a man in L.A. called Rodney King. And they took that to court and the jury let him go. There was a video on Eric Garner and they wouldn't even take that to court. There was a video of Michael Brown laying in the ground in Ferguson. They never took that to court. We have at least gotten this to court. Now we want the court to show, is America prepared to hold police accountable and make them pay when they are wrong? The fact that they will try and discredit and besmirch the character of George Floyd does not in any way explain how you, with a man laying helpless, unarmed, for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, at no point did you stop and deal with the value of his life. That is what this is about. I'm not a lawyer. We had the best one in the country I'm going to bring up. But I know that at some point in 8 minutes and 46 seconds, even if you operated out of instinct, at some point it turns to intent. Amen. Because you intended to keep him when he's begging for his life, begging for his mother who is no longer even alive. If we can't see justice in this case, then what will it take? We also are pushing hard and strongly for the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. Yes, sir. This family, through Polonis, went and testified before Congress. And we want to again appeal to the U.S. Senate from the eve of this trial to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, so we will not continue to see these acts continue to go over and over again. We don't want to keep having to come to court. We hope for justice in this case. We also hope to stop seeing these cases. But we've seen killings since George Floyd, which is why we're going to keep on fighting. Let me say that over the years, I've not seen one that has been more self-sacrificial and more committed than this attorney. We met years ago when a young man no one ever heard of was killed in a boot camp in Florida. He called me. I came down to an area in Florida. I'd never heard of that area. And we have worked together ever since. I've been blessed in my journey to work with many lawyers from Johnny Cochran across the board. None has shown the integrity and the steadfastness that he has shown, which is why he's one of the few lawyers, if probably the only one, if he calls, I don't even ask him the details, because he has the integrity that has shown us that if he's on the case, it's a case that has national and global implications. I call him the Attorney General for Black America, and I would like him to come forward at this time, Attorney General Ben Crump.